tell us your name and how you're a member of the Locker family?
My name is Eleanor Locker. I am the granddaughter of John James Locker and Willie Maud Qualls. My father's name is Christopher Columbus Locker, and my mother's name is Mary Louise Davis.
Okay, can you tell us how the Locker family started? You did some research and you have the ancestry of the family.
A couple of years ago, we wanted to know how we got started. So the children, Daddy's children and grandchildren got together and we hired a company to trace our ancestry. They were able to go back 6 generations to tell us where we came from. So the first generation, we were part of 1728. They were able to go back to 1728. And it was a Reverend John Pondexter Jr. And he married Elizabeth Thornton Jackson, and they had children. One of their children married Thomas Locker. Thomas Locker was a slave owner. He originally came from Scotland, and he settled in Prince George's County. And he left Prince George's County because he didn't like the tax setup. So he left and came to Louisa, Virginia. They bought land in Louisa, Virginia. His name was Alexandra Locker, and he married Elizabeth McDaniel. So from there, they end up having children, John Locker in 1816. And on Grandma Willie's side, her father and mother, they were Mahanes. James Mahane, 1843, we were able to trace back, and Jane Wheeler. So we were part of the Mahanes family. And then after her family was set free, she married a Qualls, Reuben Qualls. And from there, we're not sure how they end up with all the property that they ended up with, but they owned so much property in Gum Springs, Virginia, which is Louisa. And when Grandma Willie married Grandpa, which was John Locker, they were given 100 acres when they got married to start with. Now, she had a bunch of sisters and brothers. I don't know if I remember all of their names.
So maybe what about, so John and Willie got married, right? So they married in 1906?
They married in, it looks like in 1906.
And that's how the rest of our
lineage. That's how we became. And they had children. They had John, I gotta look to tell you their children. They had Christopher Locker, Mahalia Pearl Locker, Eleanor Locker, Beatrice Elizabeth Locker, Frank Locker, Frank Otis, Oscar Locker, Louis Alexandra Locker. Oh Lord, I can't remember all their names. Lizzie Locker, Lindsay McKinley Locker, and James Locker.
Okay.
So, and out of that, that's where we all come from on the Locker side. We come from John and Willie Maud. Those were our grandparents, and that's all the people that are gathered here today. They are part of that. So in one way or the other, they're going to be grandchildren of one of those people we just named from Willie Maud and John Locker.
Okay. Okay, so now tell us a little bit about you. If we have some family members, children, Kai's children, maybe later on that look at this video, tell them a little bit about your life and maybe your favorite family
Oh,
memory.
let's see. I actually was born in Charlottesville, Virginia, in a house. Um, I think it was Diane and Pi was born in Charlottesville. Penny was born in Gordonsville. And then Billy and I were born in Charlottesville on Anderson Street. And Herbie was born in the University of Virginia Hospital. So we lived throughout that time. My daddy was in the Navy. So we lived in Charlottesville. We moved to Louisa. We lived in Gordonsville. We moved back to Charlottesville. We actually spent a lot of time on Page Street. It was 1004 Page Street. I'll never forget it because those were the great times for us. That was after my mother passed, but my father, he was kind of lenient and we got to do a whole lot more. So he was a chef. So we enjoyed those times that we can remember. I was older then. I was 6 when my mother died. So I do remember times that we were at Papa's house with Mama and things that happened, but I don't remember a whole lot of what happened with Mama. Diane would, and Jimmy D would, but I remember some things, but not all things.
So tell me a little bit about your life. What kind of work did you do? Where did you end up? And your kids?
Okay. When my father remarried, we lived with aunts in Gordonsville. We started out with Aunt Jenny, and Aunt Jenny already had a lot of kids of her own, so I know it was kind of hard on her. And then we ended up with Aunt Margie, and we stayed with Aunt Margie until, oh boy, I guess I was in high school, and then we got a house of our own, and we lived in Gordonsville. I don't remember the street. I can see it, but I don't remember the street. So from there, I think we went to, it's part of Orange, but it was outside of Orange. I think it was called Roseville. Mm-hmm. So we stayed there, me and Diane and Penny, Billy and Herbie. And then Billy and Herbie ended up going to stay with Daddy for a little while. I think Penny ended up.
Tell me, focus on you.
Oh, I don't know.
Where did you do? What did you do as a career during your life?
I graduated from Orange County High, and I got the heck out of Orange County. I went to Washington, D.C., where I joined the police department as a cadet and became a police officer. I was on the police department for 25 years, almost 26 years, and I retired. And then I went to work for the Department of Defense. And from there I went to work for agriculture. And I retired from there again, so I retired twice.
And who are your children?
My children are Derek Locker and Danielle Locker. My grandchild is Kai Ariel Locker.
Okay. Anything else you want to?
That's all.
I know it. All right. Okay, so tell us your name and how you're a member of the Locker family.
Okay, my name is Veronica Harley, but everybody knows me as Otzi in the family. Only my family members call me Otzi. Everybody else calls me Ronnie. I'm a member of the Locker family because my grandmother was Eleanor. They called her Dodo. She thought she was the matriarch of the family. She's one of the oldest siblings of the family. And my mother, Frances, and Dodo had 2 children, my Uncle Bobby. I spent a lot of time with Dodo. Every summer I was with Dodo. I had to go everywhere with her. I can't say a whole lot. I can't say what I want to say, but she was like Big Mama. She said whatever she felt like, to whoever she felt like saying it to. My mother was the total opposite. Frances was sweet, quiet, was nothing like that. My biggest memories is coming down here to the farm, and they made us pick all the stuff out the farm. We had to pick all the stuff we had. If we wanted to take it home, we had to pick it. Uncle Lewis made us pick all the stuff we wanted. They would come down we come down in the fall for the hog, and that was used to turn my stomach because they used to hang the hog up and split it. And the chickens that we used to play with, they wound up making us eat. So it was really crazy, but the Locker family, I'm glad. I had disconnected from the guys for a long time after my mother passed, but I'm so glad that I'm reconnected with y'all. I love the Locker family. I love y'all. And that's it.
So tell us about your career and what you did in your family that you made.
With my family, I've been in child care for over 20 years. I have 2 children. My son is a pastor. My daughter we work at the same place. We've been working the same place together for 15 years. She's a preschool teacher.
What are their names?
Deanna and Duran. I have 5 grandchildren. The oldest is 16, the youngest is 9.
Where do you live?
Currently I live in New Jersey, but I'm moving back to Philly. I lived in Philly all my life, and Jersey is okay, but I'm used to the city life. I'm a city girl. I like country to visit, but I need the city, so I'm going back to Philly.
Anything else you want to say to put in the video for posterity?
Just that you should stay connected to your family. For 20 years, I tried to find y'all.
And how did you find us?
Kelly, I got a message. It said, my aunts and my mother are looking for you.
On what?
On Facebook. And I cried for 3 days because it took, I'm not tech savvy. I could never figure out it. And I went on, what's the site? I ordered that Ancestry, and they showed me everybody, but they didn't tell me where you were. But I thank God for you that you figured it out and got me reconnected to my family.
And we're glad to have you here.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Okay, can you tell us your name and how you're a member of the Locker family?
Herbert C. Locker, son of Chris Locker and Marion Locker.
And tell us a little bit about you, your life. What did you do? Where did you work?
I was in the military for 6 years. I worked at Trinity for 20 years, Merlac for 9, and Zama for 7.
Where you live now?
I live in Orange.
Do you have a favorite memory of the family being together, or what's your favorite part of being in this family?
Just growing up with my brothers and sisters. That's it.
You the baby?
Yes, I'm the baby. And they treat me like it.
Okay, so we're putting this video together so future members and the little kids can look back and see who everybody was. Anything else you want to say to the family?
Well, I like football.
You like football?
I like the Washington Redskins.
The Commanders?
They're the Washington Redskins.
You played football, didn't you?
Yeah, I played for Orange High, Orange Prospect, and I played semi in the military.
Anything else you want to tell us?
That's it.
That's good. I'll take it.
Oh, I love my wife.
You love your wife?
Yes.
Can you tell us, what's your wife's name?
Monique Yvonne Barber Locker.
We love her too. Okay, thank you. Tell us your name and how you're a member of the Locker family.
My name is Alice Diane Locker Johnson. I am the second oldest of Marion and Chris's children. And what else you want to know?
So, tell us about your life. What did you do in your life as an adult? Like, how did you work? What did you do? Where you were? And then your family. Who's your family? Your immediate family.
Well, we lived in Gordonsville until my mother died. Then we moved to Charlottesville from Charlottesville when my mother died. Then we moved to Gordonsville, and then I started dating Peter. I married Peter Johnson, and I have a son, and we live in Orange, Virginia. And I retired as of 2 years ago.
What did you do? What was your career?
I was a housekeeper and a CNA.
And how long have you been married?
51 years.
And what's your sons and your grandchildren's name?
I have a son named Peter Johnson IV, and he has a son named Marshawn Williams. And then we have a great-grandson, which is Donovan Williams.
And what do you like to do, Diana? What are you really good at?
Well, I cook, and I like to bake every now and then.
You like flowers?
Flowers, I love
Garden?
flowers.
And what do you have right now as pets?
Huh?
What do you have for pets at your house now?
Pets at my house? I don't have pets. I got some chickens now.
You like to raise your chicken?
Yep. That's a lot of fun.
What is one of your favorite memories about being with your family? What do you like most about this family?
Just being together.
Being together.
Being together.
Okay. Thank you. Tell us your name and how you're a member of the Locker family.
Okay, my name is Elizabeth Locker. They call me Peaches for my nickname. I was born in Charlottesville, Virginia to Beatrice Locker. And I had one brother, was James Locker. And he's still here, but he lives in Ohio.
And so what did you do for your career and tell us about your family that you raised?
For my career, I'm a mother of three, grandmother of three grandkids. Basically, I just worked in a hospital, and I just retired 2 years ago. And married a wonderful man named Stephen Pritchard.
And what's your favorite memory about this family? What do you like most about the family?
What I like most about the family is that I don't have to worry about anything. If I call one of them, they're there. We all grew up together. We had our own little playhouse and stuff, and I miss those days. We didn't even know we was poor, and we made it happen.
And did you want to tell us anything about your mom? Something you might want the family to know about your mom, a memory with your mom?
Oh, my mom, she was good. I enjoyed being around her, but most of the time in the summertime, I had to go to D.C. or Philadelphia. So I never spent summer with her. And then I eventually just came up here and finished school. You know.
Anything else you want to say to the family that's on video so the younger kids can see it? Anything else about the family?
I think that family is the most important thing in your life. And you have to enjoy each day and appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell us your name and how you're a member of the Locker family.
My name is Linda Locker. Everybody calls me Penny. My father was Christopher Locker, and I've got a bunch of cousins, sisters, brothers.
So tell me about what you did for your career and your family that you raised.
I have one daughter that I raised by myself.
What's her name?
Her name is Kelly. I worked at Safeway for 24 and a half years as a cashier and as a third manager in charge. Then I went to Klockner Penoplast, and I worked there for 13 years as an inventory control clerk. Then I worked at Ernest Just Middle School as a bookkeeper for 5 years, and then I retired.
And what did you do when you retired?
I retired, I opened a daycare center. I took care of 9 kids from the time they were 6 months old until 4 when they all went to school. I have one little girl left. She's a year old. She'll be 2 in November, and she's going to school, and I'm going to be fully retired.
And what do all the kids call you?
Everybody calls me Nana.
And what about, don't you have some grandkids?
I have 3 grandkids, 1 granddaughter, 2 grandsons. I'm very proud of all of them. They all college educated. The oldest one graduated, I don't know, I don't remember.
Somewhere around 2012, I don't know.
The next oldest one will graduate this year in December, and the baby will graduate next May.
You have a favorite memory about your family? Or what do you like most about being in the family?
I don't have one favorite memory because the most I remember is the fun we have when we all get together, the sisters and brothers, the cousins. We used to have aunts and uncles, but we don't have any living aunts and uncles on either side. So we, the children of the sisters and brothers, are now the older generation.
You have a favorite memory or a memory that stands out about your father?
My daddy was a pistol. Let's keep it at that.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Tell us your name and how you're a member of the Locker family.
My name is William A. Locker. Christopher Columbus Locker is my father.
And tell us what you did, your career, and about your family that you raised.
Well, I raised 2 boys and 2 girls.
What are their names?
Corey is the oldest boy, Christopher is the youngest, and then Jaquetta is the oldest girl, and Kiana is the youngest girl. And I laid brick for 25 years, then I went to work for Fairfax County government and retired from Fairfax government November the 4th last year.
What about your wife?
Huh?
Your wife?
My wife is Pamela Joyce Davis. Now Pamela Davis Locker.
And what's your favorite part about being in this family or just about family?
Well, it's all about family, and we take care of each other. That's my favorite part. We take care of each other. What else?
And what is, tell us about your sisters and brothers, your relationship with your sisters and brothers growing up.
Well, my older sister raised me, and then the rest of us is just one big knit, so we all get along.
And is there anything you want to say for the younger kids that'll be watching this video? Anything about family or this family in particular?
Just remember, you can't pick your family. Family is family. Some of them you're going to like, some of them you ain't going to like. But family is family, so we all stick together.
Okay, thank you.
Now I can get up? No, I don't want to do no whole lot of talking when I'm on camera.
Tell us your name and how you're a member of the Locker family.
My name is Kai Area Denise Locker. And how I'm a part of the Locker family is by my mother, Danielle Locker, who's daughter of Eleanor Locker.
And what is Eleanor Locker to you? What do you call her? Mimi?
I can't hear you.
What is Eleanor Locker to you? You call
Mimi.
Mimi?
My grandmother.
Okay, what grade are you in?
I'm in 8th grade.
Where do you live and go to school?
I go to school at Thomas G. Pullen Arts Academy.
And what do you like to do?
I like to dance. Get a little moved in, but it's nice.
And what do you like most about being in the Locker family? What do you like about family?
What I like about this family is they're funny. 1, let's get that straight. They're funny. 2, it's I get to see new people I haven't met before. New cousins, new aunts, uncles, stepmothers, aunts again. Yeah.
And do your family love and support you?
Yes, all the time. A little too much, but yes.
Okay, thank you, Kai.
I said what you wanted me to do. I said Kyrie Denise Locker. I said it.
You did.
I did.
That's not your name.
Yeah, but you told me to say it.
So tell us your name and how you are a member of the Locker family.
Lean back.
Sit up straight. There you go.
Okay, my name. Wait,
Look
should
at
I be
me.
looking at
Look
you?
at me.
Okay. My name is Keenan Alexander, and I'm a member of the Lockers family through Linda Locker and Kelly Locker Alexander, who is my mother.
And Linda Locker is your what?
And Linda Locker is my grandmother, my nana.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about you.
A little bit about me. I've grown up in Prince George's County, Maryland. I was born in Fairfax, Virginia, and most of my family I know is from Virginia. And some more things about me. I go to Morgan State. I love basketball. I love sports in general, and I also love to draw. And I'm a graphic design major.
And what do you like about your family?
I feel like the thing I like the most about my family is when we're together, it's always a good time. We always create memories, and I still remember a lot of things like growing up from just being around the family and the family events that we always go to and traditions we carry on every year, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and just the little things we do throughout the year, like going out to eat and things like that.
Okay. And who are your sisters and brothers?
Christian Alexander is my brother, and Candace Alexander is my sister.
Okay. That's it. you have to represent for him because she ain't going to talk.
Ooh.
Tell us your name and how you're a member of the Locker family.
My name is Rashad Williams. I'm a member of the Locker family by my dad, Peter Johnson, and my grandma, Alice Diane Johnson, and Peter Johnson.
So tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and your family.
Got you. The really cool thing is I kind of just started my family. My girlfriend Tyler, and also my son, he's 2, about to turn 3, Donovan Williams. So yeah, that's me and my family that we're started and going on the journey together with.
And what do you do? What's your career?
I'm a project manager for a healthcare technology company. So I set up different programs within the hospital all over the United States.
Where'd you go to school?
BSU. I love it, I love it, I love it. Yes, yes.
And what do you like about being in this family?
The personality and how everybody brings something different to the table when it comes to career, personality, just the different visions and different diversity within our family. I really enjoy that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Tell us your name and how you're a member of the Locker family.
Okay, my name is Derek Wade Locker. I am the son of Eleanor Locker.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about you and your career, what you do.
Okay, well, I'm an accountant. I'm the finance director of a small management company in Gaithersburg, Maryland. I have a degree in accounting, so I'm actually practicing my field that I chose. And I graduated from the George Washington University in 1993.
And what else about, are you in a fraternity?
Yes, I'm a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
And what do you like most about your family?
Just the closeness. We always have a good time together, just hanging out. Like my generation, we call ourselves the Locker Kids, and we just vibe together all the time. Whenever we're together, it's like we've never been separated.
Do you have a favorite like family memory or moment?
I won't say that. Just anytime that all the grandkids get together is a good time. Just because we all grew up together, but since we grew up and everybody got families, we don't spend as much time together as we used to, especially since my grandfather passed, that it's just a great time when we're all together. It's like we haven't missed a beat.
And who's your grandfather, just for somebody watching that may
Christopher Columbus Locker.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody does. Yeah. Your mom already interviewed, so he was asking if that was your mom.
Yeah, so I didn't know my mom she was crying because she was like, oh my goodness, Deron, my family's still around. We didn't know. I met no one, and so that's why we were so hyped to get down here, because I thought my mom's family was born. Every that I knew Dodo, Dodo, and I knew my grandma Francis, Uncle Bobby, Omar, Susu, a couple of them, all y'all. And I said, oh shoot, Mom, so a lot of y'all look like y'all down there. But she would tell me the stories of Virginia, and it was good. It was like this mythical place.
All of this should have just been on the recording. Oh, okay.
Oh shit! But it was like, but Virginia was like this mythical place. Like we've been to Virginia, but my mom would tell us the stories. Like I went to Aunt Pearl house one time. Uncle Frank, I think was his name, and they had a trailer.
So now you know Stacy. You met Stacy? Stacy is sitting, so that's Sharon right there with the colorful shirt.
Yes.
And her sister Stacy. Those are Uncle Frank's granddaughters.
Didn't know that. So I met Uncle Frank and him, and I think him and Aunt Pearl like living together in that trailer. So we came here once. It was like a dirt road. I don't even know if GPS was out there.
Nope.
But we went down the dirt road, but it was great time. So yeah, but it's always good. Like for us, like it's like a pilgrimage to come down. And for my mom, she lights up because she gets to remember home. Yeah, you gotta know. No, but thank you for that information, because we don't listen. I'm a city boy, man. Now, I live in the suburbs now, but I'm a city boy, right? And when you're in the city, everything is just hustle, bustle, get money, this, that, and the other. So I was just talking to, I was talking to somebody, and I was saying to them, like, yeah, down here, where I live now is chill, but this is like chill on a million. Like, yeah. And I heard the stories of people just rushing to get out of Orange. I was like, wow. But I understand, I'm a Philly boy. North City bus, get in the bus, you know what I mean, hopping the turnstile on the subway. So it's like, bro, you romanticize. Like, I romanticize this. The same way somebody go, when I get to the city, we go, nah, Philly, New York, nah, ain't like that. I'd rather be here. Oh, no, I see it. Well, I see it. And where we at now is like, it's suburban. So very like, offshoot, it's beautiful. Williamstown. So it's a pretty, well, it's a few black folk, mostly not. So my son's growing up in a different kind. I grew up with all black folk, city black folk. We in there.
But see, like I was like that when I graduated high school. I went to visit my dad in New York for a week, and then I put everything I owned on the back of the truck and moved to DC because I wanted to get out of here.
Get out of here.
And then when I brought friends back down here, one of my friends could not stay awake when she was here because she was like, it's so quiet and peaceful versus being in DC. She just couldn't stay awake. Yeah, right. Messed everything up.
Well, how long you been in DC?
Since I was 17.
Really?
Yep.
You
all my adult life I've been up there.
Really? Well,
so tell us your name for the video for the camera.
My name is Deron Harley, Sr.
And how are you part of the Locker family?
Son of Veronica Harley, who's the daughter of Frances Lee, who was Frances Redmond. Her mother was Dodo, who's I believe it was Eleanor Redmond, who was Eleanor Locker before she got married. Mm-hmm. So that's my connection.
So you told us a lot in there. So, but what do you want? What is important about family to you, and what's good about being in this family?
It's genetically I've been a part of this family my entire life, right? But knowledge-wise, the last couple of years, and since knowing my mom's side of the family, my side of the family now, it has brought a different understanding of who you are. Connections with Facebook group. Thank you, guys. You did great. I love that Facebook group and the birthdays. And like today, hearing the achievements, the different universities people that went to, sororities and fraternities that they joined. This family is very accomplished, which for me and my children to know is great. So that what they're doing, you don't have to be the first that did it, but you can be better at all of them doing it. And so I think that's incredible. Thank you.
Okay, so as we wrap up today, the boss lady of this whole operation, Miss Kelly Locker and Alexander, she is Orange County native, been living up north in the DC, Maryland area for rest of her whole adult life. So quickly tell me about, where you from, when you left home, that type of thing. What did you do for a living and all of that?
So yes, my name is Kelly Locker Alexander. I'm originally from Orange. I live in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I'm part of this family through my mother, Linda Locker. And today I was the coordinator, one of the coordinators, along with Sean Williams, for our family reunion, which we really just started having a couple of years ago. Kind of small family, but very close-knit. And I was fortunate in living in Orange to be able to see all of my aunts and uncles, my mother's brothers and sisters, and her aunts and uncles, how we got to this family, and my grandfather. And it was a joy living here and being able to do that. And so a lot of my family members have mentioned we always have a great time together. We have some wonderful personalities, people who do everything. It's always good food. One of my oldest sons, my Aunt Diane, is a great cook, but we have a lot of men in our family who cook and who are professional chefs. And we have the best dessert makers in the world. So one day we're gonna get that family cookbook out. But we wanted to make a video just to share some of their stories and who this family is. So I love this family a lot. They are a lot of fun. They are loving and supporting of each other. And we just want to always keep that going.
Tell me a little bit about your parents, your grandparents.
So my mom is Linda Locker. I grew up here in Orange with her. She worked and retired from Safeway here in Orange. And my dad lives in New York, part of the Coleman family that's also from here in Orange. My grandparents, I never knew my grandmother. My mother's mother died when she was 10 years old, so I never knew her. But her family cemetery is here in Barboursville, Virginia. They're from Barboursville. And so we do come here so that we can see her gravesite there. My grandfather, Christopher Locker, lived in Louisa. And I loved him. I miss him. He died in 1995, right before I got married. And he and I had a deal where he was going to cook food for me that I could take home and pretend I cooked it so my husband could eat well. Because my grandfather was a wonderful cook. But I loved him. I had a great relationship with him. And we used to go to his house every Sunday and sit outside and eat. And just talk to him. He was quiet, but I just loved being around him. He was a businessman. He opened his own little store in Louisa, and he was just a joy to be around. I really miss him. And he kept the family together as adults, and his brothers and sisters were wonderful. They all lived in the same area in Louisa, and it was just fun as a child growing up in his family.
Just a couple more questions. Tell me a little bit about your children.
My children, so I have a stepdaughter, Candace Alexander, who I raised. So Candace is a forensic scientist. Right now she hires scientists to work in the forensic field. And she graduated from Virginia Commonwealth University. And I have two sons, Keenan and Christian. We're all K's, by the way. You have to have a K to be in our family, a K name. And Keenan is a senior at Morgan State University. He'll graduate this December with a fine arts degree in graphic design. And Christian is at North Carolina A&T. He'll graduate in May as a biomedical engineer, and he's currently working for Pfizer as a contracted employee. He did an internship there, and he's going for a job in their global program. So we're really hoping that works out for them. They're great kids. I love them. They both love basketball, and they played a lot as kids. I've traveled with them doing it, and we spent a lot of time together. So
I'm glad that they are grown and they'll be having their own journey in their own life, but I miss being in the house with them, and we still do a lot of things together.
So in closing, what could you say to kind of would encapsulate or describe what this weekend has meant for you and your family?
This weekend and trying to do a family reunion is always a lot of hard work and challenging, but it's great. It's great to see my mother and her brothers and sisters really enjoying their family. You know, my youngest uncle doesn't have any kids, and he loves to be around his nieces and nephews. And so I love to be able to try to make that happen for him. And my cousin, Veronica from New Jersey, and her family, I'm so happy to try to incorporate them. She was so happy to meet them. And so I'm kind of the conduit just because I do PR and communication for a living. I'm on social media. I'm always finding family members. That's how we found her. My cousin Stacy lives in Charlottesville, and she comes and helps out with all of this, and we're really close now, and I found her on Facebook through a friend. So I guess I really try to keep the family together, and I was the oldest cousin for a while. Most of my first cousins I babysat, and they grew up with me, and so I try to really keep it going for the older people and keep everything together. So I'm hoping that some of my younger cousins will take this on and keep it going. I mean, the people you've heard from, they all say they love being here. They have fun with each other. So I hope that this will help them continue to know each other, to do more with each other, and continue to be a close family.